Leave if I don't like it. Fine, I'll leave. This story was posted in Child Free, and I was told you people here may like it. This isn't exactly the same as my other post, but it'll be close enough. I don't want to just copy and paste. Last year I went to my uncle's house for Thanksgiving. I cooked the turkey the day before and put it into the fridge before going to sleep on their couch. I woke up to their young kid screaming in my face to make him chicken nuggets at 4 a.m. in the morning. They never make him behave, nor punish him for anything he does. So I ignored him and went back to sleep after he decided to go scream at his parents he wanted nuggets. Cut to 9 a.m., everyone is getting things ready for the day. Cooking is beginning for the dishes that need a few hours in the oven. They didn't buy a turkey, they asked me to buy one. I decided to cook it the day before and thought we could toss it into the oven an hour before the time to eat arrives so it would be warm. However, their kid started randomly coming up behind me and screaming as loudly as he could into my ear. I asked them to make him stop, seeing as I prefer my hearing intact and don't like anyone just screaming in my ear for no good reason. I was told by my uncle, word for word, it's our house, if you don't like it, leave. They were shocked when I actually did just that. I opened the fridge, took my turkey out, got into my car, and drove away. Not 1 minute after leaving I was getting spammed by calls and texts asking, begging, or threatening me to come back with the only turkey for Thanksgiving. When I got home, I called him and told him, you told me to leave if I didn't like it, so I left, play stupid games, win stupid prizes, then hung up and blocked his number. I have many stories about them refusing to control their kids and them having to deal with the consequences that result in this.
You want to book the hotel? Sure thing, baby. Here's a simple and fun husband and wife MC from yesterday for you. And mobile, the LDR, etc. My wonderful family of 4 are on a trip to visit family and friends. 4 years ago, on a trip with the same itinerary as this one, my husband booked our hotel as I usually do. I'm what you would describe as thrifty, and I don't like spending a ton on hotels when we are basically just sleeping there. The hotel I booked for this leg of the journey was probably not the most high-class, and sure, it was not in the safest area of town. This was definitely a hotel where some acts of questionable legality and morality occur. In my defense, it was a very last-minute booking, as we were supposed to be staying with family, and there were very few options available under $150 a night. The stay there ended up being fine, but it has been a long-running joke between us for the past 4 years. We are now visiting for the first time in 4 years. I went to book the hotel, and my wife said, "No way, it's my hometown. And I am doing it this time." So she pulls up ye old Priceline and starts looking at places, specifically looking for a place with a pool for the littles. She looks at one, reads the reviews and details, and says it looks good, especially for the lower price. She even calls to make sure the pool is open because of COVID. I look at the photos and look back at her thinking she was making a joke. She was not. I just smiled and said, "Whatever you think, babe." Yep, you know what's coming. As we approach the hotel, I see a look of confusion slowly wash over her face. She says, "Wait, is this?" and trails off. I reply with a resounding, "Yep, it sure is." She booked us in the exact same hotel that she has been grieving me about for 4 years. I laughed and laughed and laughed. She cannot believe she did it, and also thinks it is hilarious. I am vindicated too. LDR, wife gives me grief for 4 years. Booking us at a shady hotel, then proceeds to book us all herself at the same shady hotel. Edit, thanks for all the comments and awards. That this could bring you so much joy. I just finally told her that I posted it and people are loving it, and she wanted to thank you all for helping me revel in my rare opportunity of getting one over on her, because that is a rare occurrence with us. Pro tip, always marry someone smarter than you.
The jury duty guy said people fake ICU noises over the phone and wanted proof. The jury duty letter came while I was in Royal North Shore ICU in 2013 for a brain hemorrhage from an aneurysm. I was 4 days post-surgery when the letter came, and bored I read it in the hospital. Told them I couldn't. They said, "No excuse, do you have evidence?" The nurse had me hold up my license, wrote a sign that said, "Are you king, mate?" and took a pic of me. If you scalp staples, black IVs, and the spinal fluid drained in my head at my request. Never heard a peep after that, Lo.
Keep picking me for a random locker search. Meet my underwear. Many years ago, I worked for an outdoor activity center playland in the retail department. Throughout the park, there were many different shops that we manned, and I absolutely loved working there despite it being hard work for little pay. One day, I had a run-in with a manager who seriously berated me in front of the entire team along with others from different departments. I was advised by a manager from a different team to make a formal complaint, which I did. Others came out with similar complaints, and said manager was advised to find employment elsewhere, but not sacked. Now, unbeknownst to me, it triggered the chain of events that would lead to me leaving the company. Now, before the main story, there's some background info that is relevant to my malicious compliance. There were a few rules in place that were designed to prevent theft, including no more than 10 pounds to be allowed on the shop floor, which was to be checked before your shift. Anything over this must be declared to management and left in your locker, and all staff had to agree to random locker pocket searches. In the 2 years I'd worked here, had never been picked for a random search. There were around several hundred employees, so the odds were incredibly slim. As soon as our disgraced manager left, I suddenly found myself picked at random for a search. This involved turning out my pockets, removing my shoe socks, and then being escorted to the locker room to empty the contents out. Nothing was found, so I was sent back to the shop floor. The following week, I was again picked at random for a search, which again turned up nothing. Rumors were soon doing the rounds that I had upset my department's remaining management team after instigating the action against my former manager, and they were going to force me out using any means necessary. I realized that I needed to act, so started job hunting and then began my malicious compliance. I started taking a backpack to work filled with 20 pounds in pennies. Every morning, I declared the amount in my locker as required, and sure enough, after a couple of days, I was once again selected for my weekly random search. I got paid to watch a security guard and supervisor count 1,000 pennies. As expected, I passed said search, and off I went. This happened a second time with now 30 pounds in pennies, and I decided to up my game. At the start of the following week, I patiently awaited my random search with glee, knowing what awaited them. The day soon arrived, and off I was marched to the lockers ready for their treat. I lift out my backpack and pass it to the security guard and supervisor, who dived straight in without any gloves. Oh, how they retched as they discovered what was in there. I had several pairs of my period-soaked pants waiting in there especially for them. They were gingerly laid on the floor beside my bag as they counted my bag of pennies. The smell from the pants was unreal. They'd been festering in there for days in anticipation. Once again, the search revealed nothing, and off to work I went. After that, I was not picked for another search again. I left after a couple more weeks to a new job, and keeping in touch with some people, I discovered that new rule was introduced that tried dictating what you could and couldn't take to work with you. This soon led to a mass walkout of staff, and after a year the place shut down due to unrelated matters.
HOA won't let us fly our modest pride flag, so we just follow the rules. To some neighbors flying the Ellen flags, thin blue line flags, and other opinion flags, our HOA decided last month that we're only allowed to fly the USA flag, nothing else. The day after the decision, we received an email that someone reported our pride flag that we had in our house since 2016, and that we needed to take it down. We complied and removed the flag. Looking through our new rules, we noticed that removable lights are permitted without restriction, so we bought 6 colored floodlights, and we washed our house in pride colors. A little less subtle than our simple flag. A lot more fun for anyone complaining about the flag itself and what it represents. If you're interested, here's the house now. Edit: to point out that the flag was displayed on the front porch, not inside the house. It was a typo when I wrote, "we had in our house." Second edit: this got more attention than I was expecting. Just clarifying that I don't hate my HOA. I don't think they changed the flag rule to attack me personally, and that I decided to do this to show my individuality while still following the rules. I just can't keep up with the comments. Thank you all for your amazing support.
Check out my other stupendous videos.